In the equity markets, taking a look at the June NASDAQ futures at the CME Group, the worst performer on the day. The tech-heavy NASDAQ fell for a second consecutive session, hitting the lows of down 1.51% at 12,450.475, before getting about half of that back in toward the close to finish the day again as the worst performer of the big four. That's the Dow, the S&P, the Russell, and the NASDAQ here in the U.S. Now, on the upside of things early in the morning, we were up 1.4% at 12,823.50. That was the high when you consider it versus yesterday's settlement of 12,646.50. But then we got a drop in Facebook Meta stock late in the day. NASDAQ was actually the best performer, even though it was negative on the day, until Facebook Meta dropped from its highest level since May 18th. It actually reached its highest level, and then it fell with the announcement of Sheryl Sandberg, the chief operating officer of 14 years, retiring from the company. Facebook Meta actually ended the day down over 2%, and that kind of was a headwind where all four indices recovered from their lows. The NASDAQ recovered the least amount. So it ended up the day as the worst performer of the day. Even though it was the best performer, albeit negative, it was the least weak of the four indexes through the course of the day until that Meta stock drop. Now, rates jumped, and that also hurts the NASDAQ. We had the 2-year actually up 13 basis points, the 5-year up 13 basis points, the 10-year up 9, and the 30-year up 2. We hit 294 on the 10-year and 309 on the 30-year. That hurts the NASDAQ as well, as we had Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic clarify some comments he made the other day, where he basically said last week the central bank would take a pause in September. He said that it shouldn't be considered as a Fed put, which translates into the idea that the central bank would come to the rescue of a stock market if it fell too far. And then James Bullard from the St. Louis Fed said, I think we're on the precipice of losing control of inflation expectations. So overall, Fed speeches were a little more hawkish. That hurt equities as well. Obviously, NASDAQ, worst performer, it hurt the NASDAQ.